going, everybody? This is Ged from Fabulous Flix. A little bit of a weekend edition coming at you. I thought I would try something a little bit different. Seeing the fun little burst in views from the top 5, it seems like lists are a good way to go with this. So, I'm going to be starting a new segment. It is, what do I watch on Netflix? My plan, of course, is to do all of the kind of main streaming sites, and my goal is simple, is to give you guys a cool list of stuff that I would want to watch on Netflix and these other streaming sites. Couple caveats: I am going to stay away from shows for the most part. Shows are multiple seasons long, and I mean, they can just spread over a long period of time. So I'm going to do my best to keep it to movies. So without further ado, I'm not even going to cut that out because it's dumb and funny. I'm going to get into what are my top 5 things to watch on Netflix this month. So, in no particular order, of course, the first one actually was launched in December. However, since this is my first run at this, I thought I'd include it. It's Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, and Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. So why should you watch this? Number one, this is a rite of passage for any Canadian youngster. It is, for the most part, very family appropriate. First one featured Elizabeth Hurley. Second one had, if you're my age, you remember the name Heather Graham. I'll let you guys IMDb that one. And it is funny. It is witty. Mike Myers plays, obviously, Austin Powers. He plays Dr. Evil. He plays Fat Bastard. I mean, this was really in the prime of everything he did well. First one came out in 1997. Second one came out in 1999. And those launched in December. Number 2, the 2014 remake of Godzilla. Now, you're probably wondering, that's a bit of a jump from Austin Powers to Godzilla. This really kicked off the monster universe. Since then, you've seen things like Kong Skull Island, which is fantastically good, Godzilla King of Monsters, and you are going to see a Godzilla versus Kong or Kong versus Godzilla. I keep forgetting the way they're naming it, but you're going to see that coming out soon. The AV in this movie was absolutely fantastic. It was also directed by Gareth Edwards. Now, you're probably looking at me going, cool, but I don't know who that is. He did Rogue One, a Star Wars series. He's an incredible, incredible director. A lot of fun to watch. Again, most of us grew up with some form of Godzilla, and it's really good to see them having fun with this series again. The third one, coming out this month, not family appropriate, is John Wick 1 and 2. Most of us know a little bit about the John Wick series. Big thing here is that the directors are actually the stunt guys from The Matrix. This was meant to be built as a just fun stand-up action. Don't look too far into it. There is a lot of graphic violence, and it's important if you watch these movies to take them at face value, to not look too far into it. There's crazy amounts of action. Keanu Reeves trained to the nth degree to get ready for these. It's just a violent batch of fun, something you'd kind of hang out with your friends and watch. Again, just make sure the kids aren't around for it. Number 4, Robin Hood. The Robin Hood I'm referring to, however, was the one that was brought out in 2018. Now, I know what you're thinking. Kevin Costner did Robin Hood with Morgan Freeman many, many years ago in the 90s, and there was nothing English about it. Give this one a look. This came out around the same time as the new King Arthur, which was directed by Guy Ritchie. This one is directed by a guy named Otto Bathurst, and he's done segments of series like Peaky Blinders, Halo the TV show. It stars Jamie Foxx, who I assume you know from a bunch of stuff he's done, as well as Taron Egerton. Now, Taron Egerton played Eggsy in The Kingsman, and he was brilliant in this. This is a very cool spin on it because they're really changing the dynamic of the roles and the diversity of the roles. So Lady Marion in this case is like a badass. She's not someone who sits behind the wall of the castle. I definitely recommend you check it out. It's grossly entertaining. It does leave it open for a sequel, and I like that they changed the story enough to keep it really interesting. Last, and without a doubt not least, all 3 Mummy movies are hitting Netflix in January. Mummy Returns, and Mummy, the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Sorry, I had to check my trusty book for this. Came out in 99, 01, and 08. This is Brendan Fraser in his prime. For those of you that are not familiar with Brendan Fraser, I only have 2 words for you: Encino Man. Definitely check it out. This is prime stuff from the 80s and the generation that I grew up in. The Mummy was really a not a first crack, but really kind of took special effects in that time to another level. Now, the unfortunate facts about this movie is that Brendan Fraser was injured very, very severely during the makings of these movies, and unfortunately still carries some of those injuries to this day. They really pushed the limits at the time with what they could do with stunts and what they could do with effects. Rachel Weisz is his co-star, and the entire idea of waking up mummies from ancient mythology, it is a wild, wild ride to enjoy. So those are my top 5. Oh, sorry, and very quickly, oh my goodness, totally forgot about this. What is leaving Netflix? It's important that I let you guys know what's going to disappear after January. So on January 31st, you're actually going to lose the 3 Harry Potter titles that I've listed up here. I think it's, oh boy, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and then Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. So if you are a Harry Potter nut, you need to make sure you get these in before they take them off forever. They're obviously, as stuff comes in, stuff goes out. I hope you've enjoyed this. A little bit different. I hope you enjoy the lists. My plan by the end of this week coming up is to get you a top 3 or 5 Crave, a top 3 or 5 Prime, and maybe even a top 3 or 5 Disney. So, until next time, this is Ged from Fabulous Flix. If you haven't subscribed, I would grossly appreciate it. If you like what you see, give me a like. If you don't, you won't hurt my feelings. You can give me a thumbs down. And if there's other stuff you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments section. I loved doing the top 5 surround sounds for my buddy Mike Nitz back in Thunder Bay. So until next time, enjoy some incredible movie viewing.